Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will be discussing about the topic which is really very important, bioenergetics. What does it mean? The flow of energy in a living system is called bioenergetic. In a recent while we will be discussing about the different types of the bioenergetics, and also we will be delving into the detail of the bioenergetic. So let's get started. First of all, let me introduce it. Uh, Bioenergetic is the study of energy flow in a living organism. It's mean how energy is flowing in a living body. For example, the energy is flowing for the growth of the body and movement of the body, and also for the metabolism inside the body. So basically it's connect biology with thermodynamics. Different laws of thermodynamics are there, so we will be discussing one by one in the next slides. So first of all, which is the first concept in the uh, bioenergetic is Gibbs free energy. Gibbs free energy is a usable energy in a system. It means it determines if a reaction can occur or not. For example, the formula of the Gibbs is equal to H minus T and S. H is the enthalpy, which means the heat energy in the body, and T is the temperature of a body, and S the entropy, which is the disorderness which is being created due to the chemical reactions. And now change in the free energy, which is also called delta G. Formula for this change in free energy is delta H minus T delta S. And there are different types of the change in free energy, which was minus delta G if it is less than 0, and then the reaction is spontaneous, which is also called exergonic reaction. If minus delta G is greater than 0, then the reaction is non-spontaneous. It's also called endergonic. And in exergonic reaction, the reactions which is occurring inside the body releases heat energy to the environment. And an endergonic reaction, it requires heat energy for the continuation of the reactions. F minus delta G is equal to 0, then it's mean the reaction is in the forward and the spontaneous and non-spontaneous reaction are in equilibrium condition. And in fifth slide, we will be talking about the entropy, which is mean the disorderness which is created due to the reaction occurring inside the body. Measure of the randomness inside the body. Nature favors increased disorder. Nature always tends to increase the disorderness. So, in a living system, it is also been studied that during reaction the disorderness increases, which also increases the entropy. So here is a simple example: ice converted into water and water convert into gases. So in ice the molecules are packed and there is less disorderness, and in liquid the disorderness is little bit high than the ice, and in gas molecule there are lot of disorderness because of the free spaces between the molecules. So here is another example: perfume spreading in the air. This is also because of the entropy, which is mean the disorderness. So enthalpy is also the heat energy of the body. Total energy, heat content, it is two types: exothermic, it is a kind of reaction which releases heat, and an endothermic which absorb heat. Example: when we break down glucose, the energy is released. When in photosynthesis, the glucose molecule is formed and the energy is absorbed in the glucose molecule. Energy coupling. Energy coupling means cell combines. exergonic reaction, endergonic reaction. For example, it is very interesting concept in the bioenergetic. ATP changes into ADP, which give energy, and this energy used to drive cellular processes. For example, glycolysis, electron transportation in Krebs cycle. These are undergone by the uses of ATP, which is converted into ADP. So energy rich compound, there are many energy rich compounds which includes ATP, which also called main energy currency of the body, and GTP, which is creatine phosphates, which is also used alternative to the ATP, and also NADH and FADH2. These are also energy rich molecules which are converted late in the electron transport chain into the ATP for further reaction, which stores and transfer energy. These are the molecules which stores and transfer to the next molecules to the next steps, which also occur in the energy flow. So what is the rule of ATP? Rule of ATP includes powers which helps in muscle contraction and also helps in active transport of the cell, and also work in a biosynthesis reaction, such as ATP is converted into ADP plus phosphate is released plus also energy is released. And this in the 10th slide, real life body example. For example, muscle contraction, ATP provide energy to the muscle contraction, and minus delta G is negative, because when minus G is negative, then the reaction is spontaneous, and because of this spontaneous reaction the movement occurs. In biochemical example, glucose oxidizes into CO2 H2O plus energy. Here enthalpy, heat energy is negative, entropy is positive, and Gibbs energy is negative. So it produces ATP. These are the concepts which are very important to note about the free change in free energy. Non-spontaneous reaction. So protein synthesis, it requires energy. Delta G is positive. When delta G is positive, ATP is required. So it is a non-spontaneous reaction. In real life application, medicine, diabetes, metabolism, sports, energy use, endurance, agriculture, photosynthesis, biotechnology, enzymes, and drugs. These are the real life examples of spontaneous and non-spontaneous reaction which are occurring mostly inside the living system. Everyday example: food gives energy and fatigues. When we realizing the fatigues, then it's mean the energy is low. Heat production in the body, sweating cools body. And key summary: free energy determines the reaction direction. It determines the reaction, the direction of the reaction. Entropy increases naturally. ATP powers all biological works. Life depends on energy transformation. So life depends on all about the energy transformation. In conclusion, we can say energy flow is essential for the survival, growth, and function of the body. So thank you so much. If you have any question, you can comment in the comment section. So let me know to check further in the comments. Thank you so much.